Hey everybody, welcome to Blog and Grill. I'm your host Doug here with your video blog for March 13th, 2013. We got a lot of good stuff to get to, a busy blog to really handle, so we're going to jump right into it. Syracuse played Seton Hall today in the opening round of the Big East Tournament. Well, actually the second round. Seton Hall beat South Florida last night. Syracuse today going out and beating Seton Hall 75-63. Syracuse played a strong game. They shot very well from the field. They shot 56% from the field, 60% from three-point range. Leading players, just go right down. You can pretty much pick anybody. James Sutherland, 20 points. CJ Fair, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Sutherland also kicked in 6 three-pointers. Brandon Trish had 17. He shot the ball a lot better. Carter Williams, 6 points and 14 assists, tying a Big East tournament record. Baikita off the bench, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Syracuse played well. They shot the ball better. They found better shots. Rakeem Christmas got involved even with 6 points and 4 rebounds. He played 20 minutes. Baikita played 20 minutes. But Sutherland and Carter Williams went out. They played 40 minutes. They played strong. No scene of Dajuan Coleman today. He didn't get any minutes. Not surprising, though, in such a big game. Syracuse will play Pittsburgh tomorrow. Syracuse, of course, lost to Pittsburgh earlier on in the year. Look for Syracuse to try and get started early. Look for them to look for the 3-ball since they're shooting better now. Hopefully this can get them out of their shooting slump. And for those of you that are out there saying that Syracuse isn't playing well, they're just not shooting the ball well. They're playing defense well still. They're still forcing turnovers, and they're still making their free throws. They just got to try and find better shots. They've been settling for three-pointers a lot. I'm not worried about Syracuse because they just went through a very tough stretch where they played Georgetown twice, Louisville once, and they've lost to good teams this year. No really bad losses. If you had to pick a bad loss, you could probably say on the road at Villanova, but Villanova's beat everybody at home. So Syracuse play Pitt. Pittsburgh will be a predominantly man-to-man team that they'll face. Syracuse will just look to try and run against this team, get out in transition, score some easy points, and hopefully they can just focus in, look for good shots, get Rakeem Chris, just try and get everybody involved right from the start. That's what Syracuse will look to do as they take on Pittsburgh tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Other Big East tournament action today. We saw the Big East, a Big East team beat another one today in the Big East tournament as we saw Cincinnati knock off Providence. Cincinnati shot the ball a lot better than they have. They played a lot better offensively. Sean Kilpatrick played well as well. Tonight we got some more games, St. John's, Villanova, and then we'll see, I believe, Notre Dame taking on Rutgers. So those are the 2 games left to go on today. Okay, baseball season is coming. It is time for our divisional breakdown. We're going to take the next couple weeks. Our Wednesday and Friday programs will be these divisional breakdowns. Today we're going to break down the National League Central. I'm going to start with the 15th. Well, I could start with the 16th, but the Houston Astros are no longer in that division. I'll start with the 15th, and I'll go up to the top. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to tell you who will go to the playoffs out of here, who's going to be good, and what's going to happen in this division. So first off, we're going to start in 5th place with the Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs finished last season 61-101. They finished 5th place. Not playing very well, obviously, if you only win 61 games. Key additions in the offseason, Carlos Villanueva, they got him from Toronto. Well, they just signed him as a relief pitcher. I think he might give some stability in the bullpen. We'll look for Jeff Samardzija to also pitch well for them. But the big signing, I think, is Edwin Jackson. They signed him to a big 4-year deal. And Starlin Castro's back on the field after some injuries, so look for Chicago Cubs to start to find their way this year. Not saying they're going to really improve a whole lot, but definitely you'll see some slight improvements in a very tough division, I would say. Okay, finishing in 4th place last year was the Pittsburgh Pirates. They finished at 79-83, just 4 games under 500. Almost got back above 500 for the first time in over 20 years. Look for the Pirates to continue to improve. They made a lot of big deals. They added left-handed pitcher last year, struggled for the Twins, Francisco Liriano, trying to stabilize that rotation with some veteran presence. They also traded for a veteran catcher in Russell Martin of the Yankees. They got him. And then 2 minor league deals that kind of skated by the wayside. Jonathan Sanchez, former perfect game pitcher, and also pitched for the Giants in the World Series, their first World Series. And third baseman Brandon Idge from the Detroit Tigers. I think he could make both of those were minor league contracts. we'll look for those guys to get up to the bigs at some point in this next year. Okay, continuing now, as we look down into the third place team in the division last year, the Milwaukee Brewers. They finished at 83-79, and they didn't have a lot of key additions in the offseason, just a couple of re-signings to really bolster their bullpen. Marco Estrada, they re-signed him to a one-year deal. He started last year. I think he might come out of the bullpen this year in maybe a 7th or 8th inning role. I think it could be good for Marco Estrada to really bolster his career. And they re-signed John Axford. Axford had 35 saves last year. And they get a better pitcher there, lefty-lefty. They can have better lefty-lefty matchups now as they signed Mike Gonzalez, who is a predominantly left-handed on-lefty pitcher. I think he'll do great for them as well. The Brewers will be better. I think they're going to be better than most people think they will be, as they have some good hitters still in Aramis Ramirez and Ryan Braun. Okay, St. Louis Cardinals, they finished second in the division last year, 88-74. Of course, they went all the way to the NLCS, where they lost to the Giants 4-3. No key additions, and I think this team has taken a step back indeed. Just looking at this team, Chris Carpenter, arm issues, injury, he's going to be on the 60 ADL. I know they can't control that, but the guy they didn't bring back, Kyle Loesch, last year was 16-3 for this ball club, and they decide not to bring him back. He probably could have filled the spot with Chris Carpenter. Of course, they still could sign him because he's still out there. Nobody has really offered Kyle Loesch any money, which is surprising. And now on to the division winner last year, 97-65, the Cincinnati Reds with Johnny Cueto and Joey Votto, Jay Bruce. They all played well last year. They lost in the NLDS to the Giants 3-2. Their key additions, they re-signed Chris Heisey. Heisey will probably play left field for them. And the big move, Shin-Soo Choo, they signed him to a deal. He could be in their leadoff spot now. He's probably going to play right field, moving Jay Bruce to center, really bolstering this lineup. So winner out of this division, I got the Reds winning the division. They're still going to be solid. The Brewers will take a little upstep as the Cardinals step back. Brewers 2, Cardinals 3. Pirates are going to be close to the Cardinals. They could even finish tied with the Cardinals in that 4 spot. And the Cubs, just because they're in a tough division, they're going to finish 5th this year. But Starlin Castro could be an all-star contributor, maybe even a shot at a Gold Glove as this guy's starting to improve his defense. So the Reds, I get them as being the only team that go out to the playoffs out of this division. Just too many good teams in other divisions in baseball. All right, time for Take Your Pick tonight. Miami Heat at 76ers, second game of a back-to-back here. They are putting their 19-game winning streak on the line. I got the Heat winning that game. They've won 17 out of the last 18 against the 76ers. They'll win this one. Knicks at Nuggets tonight. Carmelo returning back home for the first time since he got traded to Denver. I think Nuggets will win this game, 13-game losing streak. Knicks struggle on the road, especially on the West Coast. And the Patriot League will crown a champion tonight. Lafayette at Bucknell. I got Bucknell winning that game. They played Missouri close earlier on in the year. And Bucknell could even win a game later on in the tournament. So keep a look on them. So coming up on Friday on the blog, I'm going to have a breakdown of your American League Central Division. Also, we're approaching the 1,000 view mark. We're 8 views away. So leave me a comment, leave me a question, I'll answer it for you. You can follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. I'll accept you. You can also check me out on jbsmooth84.com. I got some articles posted up on there. I'll also post a link to those on the blog and my Facebook page, so just check that stuff out. We're approaching the 1,000 view blog. We'll be back, of course, on Monday with a lot of NCAA tournament stuff. Hoping to get a big bracket, maybe. Show you guys what I'm doing with my bracket. We'll fill it out. We'll keep it updated, and we'll see what happens as we'll be able to feature. We'll break down hopefully half the bracket Monday night, the other half on Wednesday night with our National League West breakdown. So that's the next week of the blog. What's going to be going on? Tune in, enjoy it. Leave me a comment, leave me a question. I'll answer it right here on the blog. This is Double D, Doug Day right here, signing off. Thanks, guys. Hope you